We are outside again. It's almost 1 year ago. We are outside at Hawks Ridge Golf Course at the 3rd annual Beaver Toyota charity golf event. We're going to talk about a little bit of news too, and then we're going to go play some golf. Well, Kyle is.
Yeah.
I was going to play some golf. I'm going to drive Patrick around in a golf cart all day. It's going to be an amazing day.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's going to be fabulous. And there's like just enough sun peeking through. It is the perfect summer golfing weather.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Wild weekend.
Yeah, we won't.
There's a couple things.
Well, no,
it's just a wild weekend. Okay, so we had a little bit of an assassination attempt. We're not making light of it at all, but it's what we can do.
Yeah,
to make Patrick laugh. The reason I brought up the wild weekend, obviously, there's a lot of heavy things going on in the country, and the auto industry is always in the middle of stuff because they're in the middle of communities all across the country. So wherever your store is and however things are playing out in your community, know that this is a time when you can be a source of stability and calm and rational thinking. And it's one of the things I love about this industry every day.
I think about like just being in a store when there's any sort of like tumultuous feeling in culture or politics, or it doesn't matter. And there's a level of like stability that the leadership can provide in the type of communication, in the way that they care for their employees, and the way that they just set the regular pace of the day. So that's important as leadership to set the pace of the day today. Like if you're listening to this in the morning, how you set the tone for the types of conversations that happen in your store today is extremely important.
Yeah. Normalcy. Like I see the auto industry and just regular service drive opening in the morning.
Yeah.
Sales department. There's like a sense of normalcy. I think that just feels good.
Yep.
It feels comfortable. Okay, I'm like, where are we going to be? We're going to be a lot of places, and we were talking about a lot of things. This is the first one on the list.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So we're going to be here. You're flying to Moscow, Idaho, not Russia.
It's harder to get to.
Harder
Moscow,
to get to.
Russia. I guarantee you that.
To be at the Doan event. What to expect when brand building. I'm kind of jealous that of all the people that are going to be
I don't know what to expect, honestly.
It's going to be sideways.
So I'm just, when Darren asks, I say yes.
Yep. Exactly.
And then we're on our way to NAMAD event, VCon, automotive amplifiers. We're judging the automotive amplifiers contest.
That should be fun.
And another golf course.
At a golf course.
I should probably start playing golf. I should probably start playing golf. All right, but today we're gonna get to news, and then we. I wonder if this.
We're out of battery.
No, that would be terrible. Hold on. You know what? Maybe we're just going to pull this thing. All right, we're good. Okay, so while the upfront cost of EVs has been deterring some buyers, JD Power analysis reveals that EVs are actually cheaper to own than gas-powered cars over 5 years in every state in the U.S. It costs less to own than internal combustion vehicles, basically, except Maine and West Virginia.
Yeah, way north and then a bunch of hills.
JD Power considered transaction prices, taxes, gas and electric rates, and zero emissions vehicle incentives. Have the incentives worked into there? EVs average $57,584 in Q1, about $13,000 more on average than gas vehicles. Some dealers like William Knowles, COO of Maroon, is it Maroon or Marooney? USA, with 7 dealerships in Colorado, see the entry price of EVs still as a prohibitive thing, saying, quote, even with the tax credit and incentives, it's really hard to come close to a low-priced ICE vehicle. It's back.
Check 1, 2.
Muted.
There we go.
All right.
Rock and roll.
All right, we're just going to get close to the camera now because no more handhelds. We're just on computer audio. We do what we got to do.
This is, hey, you know what? There's a thing about just being scrappy.
Kind of how we got here. So you're talking about.
Well, yeah. So like we're still in an early adopter phase, right? When it comes to EVs. And then, also when you look at the way that a consumer typically factors the vehicle cost, you don't see consumers looking at vehicle cost over time as much, right? Even people not even really considering insurance costs into their purchase.
No,
path.
I mean, probably like gas mileage is one of the only ownership costs that people consider
at some level, right?
But it's like, oh, this one gets 27, this one gets 31. It's kind of the same. Yeah. Let's keep going.
Yeah. So still a lot to be done, but wild to see like that the 5-year cost of ownership is quite clearly lower with all that baked in.
We're going to learn a lot more as we go forward. There's some good news, however, on the inflation front. The consumer price index fell. The inflation price fell by 0.1% in May, slowing the annual inflation rate from 3% to 3% from 3.3%. Marks the first monthly decline since, get this, May of 2020, driven by falling gas and car prices primarily. So the auto industry did its part to get them up.
Yep.
Now we're doing our part to bring it back down. The core CPI, consumer price index, that excludes energy and food, also showed more than expected, rising only 0.1% from May. So when you take energy out of the equation, costs seem to go up, but even that's kind of stagnant. Shelter costs. Oh, where are we going? Oh, yeah, this is a big one. Auto insurance rates surged 19.5% in the past year, with national average for full coverage nearly $2,300 or $190 a month. Higher vehicle repair costs, riskier driving behaviors. How are we riskier now than we've ever been? Yes. And increased attorney involvement in accident claims. So all those billboards,
billboards. That's what I first thought.
Business must be good.
Yep.
Because insurance is going up. So in the end, you're paying for it anyway.
Yeah, it's wild to me that you see the consumer price index come down, but when it comes to vehicles, so gas prices and insurance rates still staying relatively high. This is like going back to the last story, the consideration of consumers starting to factor in some of these alternate parts of their purchase, right? Where it's not just the monthly payment that they're concerned with. And definitely when you think about, 19.5% year over year, and then probably over a 5-7 year timeline, these rates going up almost double at this point. I remember my parents being upset when they had to pay $55 more a month for my insurance back in the day, right?
$55 a month for like a new driver.
Right. Which is nuts. So, you think about the difference in what consumers are having to grapple with in the showroom on their total monthly budget. Used car prices, new car prices, really, really high.
Throw an EV in there.
Throw an EV in there and throw an insurance rate. Just something to be considerate of when you're walking through that process with shoppers.
Speaking of EV upgrades.
Yeah.
Segue.
Time. Yeah.
Tesla is now offering what they're calling an Energy Boost software upgrade for recent Model Y rear-wheel drive owners to unlock additional battery capacity.
It was there the whole time.
Just there the whole time. It has seen significant changes, including fluctuating prices and the introduction and cancellation of the standard range model. When the standard range model was canceled, Tesla announced that the batteries were larger than advertised and planned to offer software unlocks to increase range by anywhere between 40 and 60 miles for $1,500 to $2,000. And what's wild now is
it's a one-time cost.
The upgrades are available with owners getting it on their dashboard, seeing offers like $1,600 to add up to 50 miles.
Wait, they're seeing the offer on their dash?
On their dash.
Oh my
For
goodness.
Different volumes of ranges at different price points, or $1,000 to add up to 30 miles. So there's like different figures. That 40 to 60 is kind of.
I wonder if it's like the
driving
kind of
habits.
Can you like tap on the screen and be like, buy now?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I think this is the thing that automakers have dreamt of when it talked to software-enabled vehicles, where they could actually make money from subscriptions and software sales. There was an article last week that just said like, hey, this was like the big dream of everybody, but no one's really doing it.
Yep.
Right? Tesla's doing it.
It was there the whole time.
It'll be
crazy.
So we were talking to one of our EV, I can think maybe it was John Foley, and he was saying like, we just might find out that they all have all this range baked in. They put the same battery in every single vehicle. And they've just been doing it and no one's known, but then they're going to start paying to unlock.
Yeah. I mean, I got some inside on that from our friend Jimmy Douglas. Actually.
Okay.
And he said that the fact is that many of these things have anywhere from 100 to 200 miles of additional range just ready to go.
Can you imagine the just discipline it takes and the vision it takes from a business strategy to not talk about how many miles your car can get and outperform everybody else, and they just drip feed it out? It's like Apple, right? You have the technology, but
genius.
you'll see it 3 iterations from now because we got to pace ourselves.
Wow.
I think that's what we have. Speaking of
wrap.
pacing ourselves, I think the shotgun start is I see the carts lined up, clubs in the back. Let's roll the outro. Oh, there it is. There it is. Look, we'll be out here, but as always, whether you're in the store, you're serving some dealers, take care of the people today. Be a sense of normalcy in your community, because that is exactly what the auto industry is.